think that billionaires would be praying on the altar of government and erecting statues on Capitol Hill in honor of Saint Bailout. Your thoughts, the forum is yours.
Well, just on that last note that you were talking about, with the quotes from the billionaires whining, Schwartzman saying that, closing the billionaire tax loopholes is, quote, the equivalent of the Nazi invasion of Poland, or that guy Loeb saying that non-punitive taxation constitutionally guaranteed protections against persecutions of the minority. Suppose a Celente said and compared the taxation of billionaires to the Nazi invasion of Poland or the persecution of minorities. Boy, would I, the toilet paper of record, the New York Times, they call what I do pessimism porn, but they let a Schwartzman and a Loeb get away with this. And just to double up on that, Gary, pick up yesterday's toilet paper record. And there's billionaire Bloomberg with the rest of them bawling about how this is hurting them so much, and how all those people out there that supported Obama, now they're unhappy. Here's the quote. He said, I feel strongly we should not be, and he goes, success should not be frowned on. And I have lots of friends, wealthy people, made a lot of money, were big Obama supporters, gave him money, raised money for him, who are not happy now. They all say the same thing, quote, I knew I was going to have to pay more taxes. Somebody's got to do it, and I've got the money. But I didn't expect to be vilified. Vilified. You want to tax, and I love this Obama coming out, we're going to tax the rich. And you know what he calls the rich? He calls the rich Obama, people making between $200,000 and $250,000 a year. That's where the burden's going to fall upon. And there are people out there, that we make that kind of money, and we work really hard to make that kind of money. And it ain't rich, because they're taxing you at every corner. They have every federal regulator coming down on you. You don't get away with a penny. But I have friends, says Bloomberg. Wealthy friends. Oh, yeah, they're all wealthy friends, all right. Yeah, and they don't like what's going on. Because people like Warren Buffett, the money junkies, that's all these people are. They're addicts. They're junkies. They can never have enough. They can never have enough. And now they're crying because they're going to take some of their junk from them. And what do? Is they have people like Buffett who's paying the same tax rate as his secretary. And they're squealing like little pigs. And that's what they are. They're all pigs. And the point you made about the study coming in with $200 trillion of debt, it's accurate. The country is going down, and it's going down quick. And the other point that I'd like to make that you made about how all these liberals out there, we call them the Obama apologists. We wrote about it in the Trends Journal. Here's one for you, Gary. Let's suppose it's 2007, and that great philosopher president was in office, George W. Bush. And you read the headline, U.S. drone kills 6, quote, militants. I love that word, militants in Pakistan. Oh, the liberals would be out there, boy. Oh, yeah, look at that crazy maniac Bush going into a sovereign country and killing people that haven't been brought to trial. We haven't heard anything about what they did, but they're suspected militants. So it's okay to kill them, because now, of course, Obama and the military, they're the judge, the jury, and the executioners. They're sending in these predator drones, these kids, 20-something-year-olds. They've killed over 70 people since September 2nd in Pakistan, a sovereign nation. Oh, Pakistan, the place that you have 20 million plus people that have been displaced out of their homes in just the last 2 months because of those floods, and the country's in turmoil, and the United States proxy war being fought on the United States' behalf by the Pakistani military has displaced another couple of million in the Swat Valley in North and South Waziristan. Those Pakistanis, and they just celebrated 9/11. Not one word, not one peep. Hey, why do they hate us? Oh, the great philosopher president, said George W. Bush. Oh, because they hate our freedom and liberty. And everybody claps and cheers. Oh, no, it couldn't be because of foreign policy, could it? It couldn't be because of people like Obama selling the Saudis. What is it now? 60 billion with a B worth of armaments. Oh, you know, Gary, that great democracy, the Saudi Arabian kingdom.
They give all their women freedoms that we don't even give in America. Is that the same Saudi Arabia?
That's the one. These are our allies. And that word allies, yeah, Obama lies, Bush lies, Clinton lies. They're all lies. They're allies. And so what people are missing here, and this is what we do, of course, you start connecting all the dots, start putting it all together. And you're going to see something happen in this country, and this is what we're forecasting. It's going to either come from a terror strike, from ramping up the wars in the Middle East, that other great, and that great democracy over there in Iraq. The combat's ended, you know. The American troops are fighting, of course, but according to the propaganda in chief, the combat missions have ended, plus the Afghan war, and now this Pakistan war. And now put this into perspective. And there are not a lot of Afghanis in the United States, nor there are a lot of Iraqis. But boy, there are a lot of Pakistanis. And boy, there are a lot of angry ones because their loved ones are being slaughtered by the United States proxy war being fought by the Pakistani military and sending in these predator drones. These are called extrajudicial killings. And the United States is behind it. So you think they're going to want to seek any revenge? So now you put all the pieces together. A terror strike comes. Go back to 9/11. When terrorists struck, the first thing they did was they closed down Wall Street. If you had certificates of deposit, you couldn't get them out. This time we believe they're going to close the banks. And you're not going to get your money out. Oh, it's guaranteed, it's guaranteed. But they'll do what they do in every third world nation as America's sinking into it. You just can't get your money out all at once like they did in Argentina and Brazil and all the other countries that have these kind of problems when they strike. So we're telling people to be cautious. Why would anybody put their money in the banks when they're not paying them any interest? Oh, because it's safe there. Yeah, somebody's going to break into your house and they're going to go into your garage and they're going to find that gold or money that you may have hidden in the massive paint cans that you have over there, or that safe that you may have in a very safe place. So anybody, to me, that either puts their money in Wall Street or the casino, that rigged game, or keeps it in the bank and doesn't have enough on hand in the event of emergency, deserves what they get. And just like the people, and again, when we're talking about regulation in this country, the only people that are being regulated, taxed, and pushed down into the ground are the little people. Whether it was that little kid out there in Portland, Oregon, that liberal Oregon out there who they busted for selling lemonade. Remember that one? Where they want to hit her up for $140 license, and then they roll out this
team to arrest the kid for selling lemonade. They're good at that.
Right, they're good at that. And then they roll out this health inspector, another bureaucrat, a guy that's never worked a day in his life and sucked his way up to get the job. And then he said, well, we have to protect the big and the small alike. Yeah, like they protected the people against this farm, that factory where they recall 500 million eggs. And when was the FDA there, Gary, in the last year? How many times did they come and visit? None?
None.
And I think, and I love the names that they give the eggs that they sell. You know, Hillendale Farms, Sunny Acre Farms. How about Auschwitz Farms? Chicken coop concentration camps. Mass-produced, mass-consumed, mass murder. And that's what's going on at every level. And I'm sick, and by the way, I'm totally against any kind of health care program that doesn't address the health care issue. If you eat at McDonald's, if you think Domino's is pizza, if you wake up in the morning and you go to Dunkin' Donuts, I don't want to pay for your health care. And that's what this country has to start getting. And by the way, when I talk about the liberals are responsible directly for where this Tea Party's going. Because the liberals have the intellectual capacity to see what's going on. But they don't have the guts to admit that they bought into a big hoax and a big lie. So they keep supporting Obama. But if they got out there, if they joined the Tea Party, if they joined protests, then we see it go in a different direction. The liberals are responsible for the direction this country's going in because they have the intellectual capacity to see what's going on, but they don't have the moral fortitude to admit that they've been conned by the propaganda in chief and the propaganda second guy out there, Biden. Oh, the summer of recovery. Remember that one? So, Gary, the ship is going down. It's sinking very quickly. This is the winter's coming upon us. Remember that parable of the grasshopper and the ant. This is the time. The summer's over. And remember, that ant didn't do it on his own. The ant was part of a colony. You have to get yourself aligned with like-minded people. Prepare for the worst to come, and also put yourself with like-minded people and direct the country in a direction where we could move into a renaissance. And about gold. Gold, if it was only to be as high as it reached in 1980 on January 20th, adjusted for inflation, it should already be at $2,300 an ounce, and that's why we're saying gold 2000.